Hi, everyone, and welcome to Empower by Nikki. I'm Nikki Bowles, founder, CEO, author, keynote speaker, and mom. I am here with Rhonda James Woolard, and she is going to share her experience, what she does. She's in the field of helping others. She's also an author. She's also a speaker. And I would love to have her tell you guys about what she does and what brought her to this stage in life.
So, as Nikki said, I am a author. I am a speaker. I am a certified master life coach, which I specialize in forgiveness and grief coaching. I also have a master of social work from East Carolina University. I have over 20 years of experience in child welfare where I have experience with protecting children and strengthening families. Also, I am a sexual abuse survivor, which is ironic because that's what I did was protect children. And sometimes I had to remove children from sexual abuse situations. Unfortunately, I did not deal with the trauma that I had experienced. My transformation occurred from an opportunity that occurred from a Facebook post. I responded to a Facebook post where Vanita Council Howard posted and asked for individuals that were interested in collaborating on a book if you had experienced sexual abuse or if you had been in a domestic violence situation. And I can't tell you why I responded, but I did. And that one Facebook post, it just changed my whole life. And that was less than a year. That was a year ago, pretty much a year ago. And we collaborated, Vanita and I and Angela Dudley, and we wrote the book, A Catalyst Change. And one of the premises of it, our logo is a butterfly, that we were in a cocoon because we were going to transform into a butterfly. And as a result of that, I began my healing journey, meaning I had to deal with the trauma that I had to deal with. I had to start healing. And it went back to that Facebook post. And so I had to face the trauma that I went through. I learned things about myself that I did not know. I learned that I was stuck. There was someone that had told my mother not to call the police on my stepfather because he would go to jail and lose his job. And I learned from that situation that my family did not care what I said. And so for 40 some years, when it came to my family, I did not speak up. I was a be quiet type of person. I wouldn't speak my mind. If they said something I didn't like, I wouldn't say anything. I was the peacemaker. But other people, I would tell you what I had to say, but not with my family. So I learned I learned the reason I was the way I was with them. So I now set boundaries with my family. Now I tell them what's on my mind. If they say something to me that's inappropriate or they treat me inappropriately, I let them know. I have taken my power back. I no longer let them treat me any kind of way. I have learning to empower myself. Some of the other things that I learned about myself is that I was two people, which was strange for everybody else because they saw me as a strong, bold, courageous, intelligent woman. But I was a very broken. There was another side that was broken and isolated. But they didn't see that side because my coping mechanism was to hold my head high and move forward and push forward no matter what was going on. That's what I did. So nobody knew the pain that I was going through. Nobody knew the hurt that I was going through. But now I let them know when I'm hurting. People said when they read the book that they knew me, that know me. I didn't know different things. I said because I didn't let people or different situations, people that I discuss now that they didn't know. I said I didn't let people know. I kept things to myself. I handled things on my own. But now I don't, because I don't have to handle everything on my own. I don't have to be the strong one. Something else is I had to forgive myself. And that was the most important thing of that journey, forgiving myself, because I had shame. Because my stepfather and I wanted attention. I felt like an outsider in my home because I was not, I guess my mother and him really didn't give me attention. And there was one incident that he kissed me and I kissed him back. And I had never, ever told anybody that, but I carried that all those years. And it had burdened me down because I thought, even though with my training and everything, even though I knew, but deep down inside, I guess from a child, I was still stuck there, that I blamed myself. And I guess I thought that other people will still blame me and think that I wanted what happened to me. And so I know 100% now that I am not to blame for what happened to me. I did not deserve what happened to me. Even though I did kiss him one time, I was a child. I did not know any better. I am not to blame. I am not to blame. So forgiving myself. I had already forgiven my stepfather. I can't explain it to anyone. He was an alcoholic. When he was sober, he was a good stepfather. He was a provider. You could talk to him. When he was drinking, he was a different person. I know he was adopted. I don't know the circumstances behind his adoption. I know he was a Vietnam vet. I know he was a medic, and I know he saw a lot of things. I don't know what his full story was. I don't give him a pass for what he did. It was wrong. But I still don't know if anything had happened to him. But I forgave
Yeah.
him. And when he had cancer, and before he died, he never asked me for forgiveness. But before he died, we were at the hospital and I was in the chapel. And that was the first time that I heard God's voice. And he told me that in his house that there were many mansions. He said, let not your heart be troubled, for in my house there are many mansions. And when I went back into my stepfather's room, there was an eldris, and she was reading John 14. And when my stepfather died, we were there, and he glowed. He just glowed. So I believe that God had forgiven him. But again, I never forgave me. So I forgave him. And now, today, I have forgiven myself. And that was key on my journey. And so the book that I have just written is A Time to Heal. It's a time to heal, 7 steps to heal. A time to heal, 7 steps to healing and forgiveness. And there, after sexual abuse and assault. And there is a 7-step framework. And it's spelled out, forgive. And it's FORGIVE. And the first one is F, face the truth. O, open your heart. R, release the weight. G, grow through grace. I, identify your identity. And V, voice your freedom. And in E, embrace the new you. And in this book gives the journey that I went through. And it's available on yourtimetoheal.net. And I want to tell you that it can happen for you. I would have depression with anxiety. And I have been my therapist 2 months ago, in less than 2 months, has released me from therapy because she said that I have accomplished all of my goals. So that means my mental health has gotten better. My physical health is better. My numbers, it says I'm diabetic, because they say if you diabetic, you never diabetic, you still diabetic. But my numbers say I'm not diabetic. My blood pressure is down. No cholesterol medication. I feel good. I'm the healthiest that I have been. I'm hit my goal. I'm still not at the weight goal that I want to be, but this week I hit under 200 pounds. So I'm losing weight. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just excited. I feel better about me.
Congratulations. Yeah.
I love me. And that's what that last one, that E, is embrace the new you. And that's what I'm doing. I'm embracing the new me. And you that are listening, you can do the same thing. You can embrace the new you. You don't have to stay stuck. I was stuck. I see now that I was stuck. But we don't have to stay stuck. We can move forward. And that's why I would like for you to take the opportunity to use the 7-step framework to make a difference in your life. And if not for your life, if there is somebody that you know, and it's not just forgiveness if you have been sexually abused. So the title of the book says sexual abuse or assault. But again, it can be forgiveness for yourself. But you know, there are other things. People do other things to us also. People hurt us in other ways. So this framework can be used for any type of situation.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I think a lot of people would really gain from because, we have, I know like I have a lot of issues with setting boundaries and I'm just getting there, but a lot of people don't understand the health, um, the different like health factors that come along with it when you hold on to trauma and you hold on to, people's words and you're holding on to people that
Mm-hmm.
really like affect you mentally and physically just from like bringing you
Yes.
down, not respecting you, not listening. And a lot of those are like the people that are closest to us. And that's like where like almost a year now, I've been very like very good at like keeping my boundaries when I set them. And if people don't respect that, then I don't, like I still am nice, I'm still cordial, but I don't let them come beyond that to disrupt my well-being because it does take a toll on you. And a lot of people don't realize that it's like not just like the mental health, it's physical health that it impacts. It impacts day to day. It could change your whole look on that day for you. And it's very hard. Um, but this framework, I think it would be very helpful for a lot of people because, there are a lot of things. There are, you do need to forgive yourself for, either ending certain relationships, um, like people who have mental health issues and they don't want to, they like go and swerve off or whatever the case may be, where they go get into drugs or they stop taking their medication or whatever whatever the path that they take and they come back. It's very hard for the people around them to accept them, when they get back to where they need to be. And a lot of the times it lingers over them and they like have a really hard time forgiving themselves. And, that's the same case with a lot of sexual abuse survivors and with those who, because there are a lot of situations where there's, things that happen within families, marital rape, there's just different variations that it can stem from that people don't realize that it's
Yes.
okay to
Forgiveness
let that
is
go and
for
forgive yourself
us.
and forgive
It's
them
not
because
for
it
the other
weighs on
person.
you the
It does
most.
not mean that we have to forget. It does not mean we have
Hmm.
to say what they did was okay. It doesn't mean that. But again, the forgiveness is for us. It's so that we can move on and that we can be healthier.
Awesome, perfect. And I'll also have that in the description below so then people know where to go for it. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Rhonda. I really enjoyed having you on here today. It's very impactful. I really think that forgive is a very deep framework, and I think that so many people will benefit from it. So, again, the link will be down in the description. And yeah, just remember your story's still being written, and your voice matters, and your voice needs to be heard. So thank you.